What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Mouthpiece, and I'm back with the you heard me? So today is story day, and we're gonna call this one Playing Fetch. So a little bit about myself. I'm a Bayou baby, born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I was born in 1980. Now what that means for me is that all of my adolescent and teen years was spent during the height of the crack era. And there was a whole lot of crazy shit going on. So I got a whole lot of shit to tell you, pimpin'. So the first time I can remember crack cocaine ever affected me in life was the year 1989. And it was quick, you heard me? Quick. Now, summer of 1989, me and my brother went to Chicago. And when we left, we lived in a 3-bedroom home in the suburbs of Baton Rouge. Now 3 months later when we came back, we lived in 3 spots on the floor of my godmother's den. Like I said, it was quick, you hear me? So from there we bounced around a couple of years and we ended up in South Baton Rouge. Now despite my mother's drug addiction, she was a very intelligent woman. So she ended up starting herself a business. Now what she did was, she got cool with all of the prostitutes in the neighborhood. She let them come hang by the house and cook for them and all that. And naturally, that would attract all of the Johns to our house as well. And what that ended up creating was one of the most well-known whorehouses in all of South Baton Rouge. So a lot of these women were late 20s, early 30s at the time, and they were out tricking before the crack took a hold of their bodies. So a lot of them still looked it pretty good. Now they all cherished me because I was the madam's son. Hell, that was like being the son of Queen Elizabeth, you heard me? And you know, at 11 or 12 years old, I had my crushes as well. Now my favorite was Brenda. She was slim, young, pretty brown skin, and fresh meat per se, you know, new to the world of tricking. Now I would often hear people call her Barking Brenda, but that didn't matter to me. She was just always my favorite. So as the years progressed and I got older, with all of the stuff that was going on inside of my house, along with all of the stuff that was going on outside of my house, I was destined to do one or two things. That was either sell drugs or do drugs. And that junkie shit wasn't my thing. So I started selling dope. Now before y'all asses ask if I ever tricked Brenda or not, I'ma just tell you, that ain't none of your motherfucking business. But anyway, so we had this spot in the neighborhood that used to roll all night long. And the dealer that basically controlled that spot had recently got robbed. So he started closing down shop around 10 o'clock. Now across the street from him, there was a well-known smoker by the name of Bird. Now Bird was so well known, we inducted him into the Hall of Fame of crack smokers in 1998. Now he was a hippie-looking white dude, tall, skinny, long black hair. First bow-legged white boy I ever seen in my life. And he had this head bob walk about him, you know, like a 70s model Ace Ventura. Now Berger lived in a garage apartment, and the way it was set up was he had his bed and a lamp on one side, and that was pretty much it. Then it had a wall and a door in the middle, and then there was an old Jeep on the other side. So I would go up there late night and hang in the Jeep, and Bird would bring me sales. So one night I'm up there, and I'm high as Gucci clothing, you hear me? So I done dozed off. Now Bird comes tap on the window, and I serve him, and I doze back off. So the next thing I'm awakened by is the sound of dogs. So I immediately think police. I'm stashing shit, I'm trying to get my lie together, but then the barking stops. I look around, I don't see any flashing lights or nothing like that. So it seemed like everything cool, but I'm still kind of spooked. So I wait a few minutes, and then I get out the Jeep and go into the other room. Now I go in there, and Bird's there sitting on the bed, and Brenda done showed up. Now they sitting in here geek. I mean super geek, you heard me? But everything look like it's everything. So I turn around and go back in the other room. As I turn around, Brenda starts barking like a stranger at the goddamn door. I shit y'all not, straight ankle biter action. And I think she tried to hold it in, y'all, but I was there a second too long, goddamn me. Now at first, it startled me, but then it shocked the fuck out of me. Cause I know crack can alter a person's character, but I had never seen nothing the fuck like this. So as a teenager, you know I had my jokes. So from now on, whenever Brenda came by, I'd be like, what's up, Brenda? And whenever she leave, I'd be like, good girl, good girl. I mean, this shit changed up my whole sales pitch, y'all. Cause whenever somebody would ask me if the dope was good, I'd tell them, this shit'll make it transform, you heard me? So boom, one day me and my partner, we out on the block, and I done got a hold to some bad dope, y'all. I call it 75-25. 75% cut, 25% drug. But I gotta sell it, so I'm out here, you heard me? So Brenda comes by, and I serve her. She comes back 30 minutes later, but she ignored me and go to my partner. So I holler at her like, Brenda, what's going on, you heard me? And she completely went off on me. She started talking about how bad my dope was, and honestly, that was to be expected. But then she got personal. She had the nerve to call me a Beetlejuice-looking buck-tooth motherfucker. Now the Beetlejuice part didn't faze me, but the buck-tooth part hit a nerve. Now I'll be honest with y'all, hey, I got a slight overbite, hence the nickname Mouthpiece. In high school, they would say I had a natural mouthpiece in my mouth, but I'm sensitive about it. So I went back off on them. I said, I know you ain't talking, you dragging, chasing, Lancy, barking, bitch. Now, by the time I got that sentence out of my mouth, Brenda had transformed into Cujo and barked me up a motherfucking tree. Now, first, I'd like to say that I didn't believe the word bitch would be so offensive to someone that they call barking Brenda anyway. But evidently, I was wrong. So here I am perched up in this motherfucking tree, and this lady down here bellowing like a coon hound. I look to my partner for some assistance, and this nigga on the ground laughing. I'm talking wingworm deep in dirt, you hear me? So I had to think fast. I took the crack, and I threw it. And she fetched the fuck out that shit. Hey, it's your boy Mouthpiece with the yeah. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'm gone.